Okay, so let's do the back of the foot now, and let's put it all together. So try and get all the views in at once. So here's the side of the foot from the big toe side, or let's say the little toe side. Okay, here's the side of the foot from the big toe side. Remember, I'm doing this because I want to show that this area is hollow. Then we'll have the front and the back. Here's the front. Here's the back. The legs coming out. We have ankle. Remember, it's at an angle. The ankle here at an angle. Remember that it's higher on the big toe side. Something else is that, let's draw a line here for where it connects to the leg, is that on the big toe side the ankle connects roughly in the middle. So two things to remember about the big toe side is that the ankle bone is visible in the middle and it's higher. Little toe side, the ankle is lower. So let's say it's about here instead of up here. And it's also positioned further back. So big toe ankle might be here. Little toe ankle is about here. So further back. Okay, so this is the front. Here's the ankles. We'll see a bit of the heel from behind. Here's the leg. Notice how I have the leg like this. The knee would be within this shape. Okay, so from the back, it's pretty simple. The big thing is the Achilles tendon here. It comes here, it goes into the leg. We have the ankle bone. Remember that we said on the big toe side it's higher and more in the middle, so can make it look more to the front by making it the little toe side a bit less divided than this. And then we have the heel here. Now we'd also see some of the front of the foot. The big toe is, the big toe is right here. The little toe would be around here. This is that hollow area. And we wouldn't really see the big toe because it's hidden here unless we were viewing this at a bit of an angle, looking down, which isn't uncommon to see. And then we'd have a bit of the big toe visible. Okay, but let's look at this Achilles tendon. It's here and it's here. So remember that this is coming out further, you have this space. When you draw it, just try and keep that in mind, and when you have these little things in mind, you just tend to draw differently. So instead of drawing a line like this, with the Achilles tendon here, the leg here, the ankles and whatever, you might draw and just lower the pressure a bit, and then raise it a bit when you get to the heel. So it's already showing that this is more towards us than this, and then again this comes towards us. The more you draw, the more you'll just pick up on little things like this. So yeah, that's the back of the foot here. And when I draw it quick, what I usually do, I get in the leg and then I just draw the tendon, the ankles, bit of a ball-ish shape, flat at the bottom, a bit like a teardrop. And then whatever is showing from the front part of the foot. Okay, now that we have an idea of what the foot looks like from the side and the front and the back, let's put it all together. More 3D shape. Here's the side, here's the front. Now the front triangle looks like this, but we're going to have to give it a bit of a thicker area at the top. Let's do it this way, the ankles, heel is here. Toes come in like so. There we have basic foot. Now, when it comes to posing, I just go back to that triangle shape that we started out with, that basic triangle. Here's the leg, the heel, the ankles here. Now let's say the foot is bent, rather the toes are bent. So we'd have a shape kind of like this. Now the crease of the toes is not at this bend point, so you wouldn't do this, for example. Have your toes coming like this. Let's zoom in a bit. You wouldn't do this. You have the toes starting like this. So you have a bit of space. And then you would have the rest of the foot. Okay, so when we do this, we'll have the bend happen, we'll have the toes here, and actually, I honestly usually don't care about toes too much. When I draw, I never draw like, I'll never do this. Toes are here. I always try and think of it like this. And then the toes are a bit of an afterthought. And it's the same as how I showed with the hand, how I'll start with the basic palm shape. and then I'll have the fingers, and they're all kind of like in a mitten, and I'll think of the hand like that. So I still think of the foot like a triangle, but we have to understand the detail before we can simplify it. When you learn anatomy, learn things from different views, but do it all at the same time. So while you're doing the back view, do the side view and compare it. Where is this on the side view? Or where is this? And doing this type of stuff is going to build in your mind the three-dimensional shape of the foot, so that of anything, whatever you're studying, just build the 3D shape. Then you'll understand it, you'll be able to do different poses, and it won't be so tough. I know in the beginning, for me it was really tough too, and it's kind of like you look and you see one thing and you copy it. You say, okay, I get that now. Done the side of the foot. But then you want to create a pose that's kind of three-dimensional. It's not exactly this view. And you get lost. You don't know, okay, how do I go about doing that? And it's really from sticking the back view and the side view together, understanding how it works, to get the view you want. Okay, let's get in some more poses. Let's say we're drawing someone who's sitting on the ground. Here's her leg, here's her butt. Now, something to keep in mind is that here we'd have the triangle of the foot, but it fits pretty neatly where the butt is, because the butt can actually rest on the heel like this. So just when you're thinking of proportions, don't do the leg coming out here, for example, and the foot starting here, because it just doesn't do that. Or don't do it here, with the foot here and the butt's here, unless you're doing something in perspective. But if it's just a side view, let's keep it like this. Here's the triangle of the foot. Here it's connecting. Here's the heel. The toes are going somewhere like that. Let's do another view. Let's say it's a woman, and she's standing on her tiptoes. So we'll get in the triangle. Bend, and then put in the toes after, making sure there's a bit of space there. We just flesh out the heel shape, get the calf shape in. Here's the knee. Yeah, we're using our lightning bolt technique, so end up with a pretty decent leg. Now, just want to talk about two more things. One is the difference between male feet and female feet. In either case, I start with a triangle, and it's pretty much the same as what I mentioned in my How to Draw Hands video. For male things, keep them bigger, more chunky, more angular. For females, it's just a bit more narrow, graceful, smooth lines. With male feet, you tend to have the big toe a bit more separate from the others. so you get a look kind of more like this. Whereas for females, it's a bit more squished. And I don't know, maybe that's just from wearing tight shoes all the time. Well, let's talk about shoes a bit. Okay, well, the main thing to understand when you draw shoes is that there's a foot inside there, so give it room. You can start with your triangle shape for the foot in the beginning anyway, and then build your shoe around it. So the guy's wearing sneakers. Actually, this is a bit wrong because there, leave some room. So basically, things just have to fit. From a front view, for example, we have the triangle of the foot. So when we have shoes, we have to make sure triangle fits in. There we have the toes here. These are work boots, I don't know. Now, when we're dealing with women wearing high heels, it gets a bit more complicated. Just because the nature of the shoe, it's not as simple. But just study. Basically, you still have the triangle. You have your toes coming out. You have the area for the heel. Back view, we get our leg, Achilles tendon, the heel, and then the shoe. Come like this, we have the shoe heel here, and the rest of the foot here, the ankles. So it's all just based on what we've already covered with the triangle. That's the main thing you have to get down, is that triangle shape. Everything else is secondary to that. When we look at the toes, for example, try and think of them a bit like an octagon or a hexagon shape. I would have the joint here. Let's say this is the big toe, then I'd have the joint here, and here's the ball. Have the nail like this. I don't outline things like this. I just give a bit of an indication where the nail is. do the rest of the toes. Think of them a bit like a hexagon attached to a cylinder. The knuckles are here, and the nail, and the rest are pretty much the same thing. And once you get the idea down, you don't need to go in too much detail when you're sketching your pose, because you understand what's going on. It's just a matter of placing things. Alright, well, I hope you learned a little bit about how to draw feet, and thanks for watching.